All right, well, let's get started. Thank you all for being here for our next iteration of our walking workshop series. Today, we will talk about finding and discovering the joy in movement. And I want to highlight for all of you that we do have a spring fling coming up. You may have seen the advertisement go out today, but it is on May 15th from 5 to 7. We will have Brittany put it in the chat if you want to register. I think we had some issues earlier today with registration, but should be all cleared up now if you want to come. It's going to be a good time. And I'm hoping we will have fabulous weather on May 15th where you can bring your kids to the park that's right there and they can play on the playground. We're going to announce the March into May winners at Spring Fling this year. So that should be a good time. And we are on week 4 of March into May. And week 4 is when we typically see a decline in steps. And that's probably because a lot of you have some sore muscles, maybe some shin splints, or maybe it's because it's getting boring for you, right? If you're doing the same routes every day and you're doing the same routine, it can get a little monotonous. So we're going to talk about finding that joy in movement again and strategies for making movement a little bit more fun. All right. Well, let's begin. Exercise. Oh, too many. It's seen as a calorie burning, weight losing, dessert compensating device. And when we approach exercise this way, it can feel like a punishment and it can gnaw away at our motivation, our self confidence, and even our well being. But the good news is it doesn't have to be this way. And we're here to help you break free from this exercise jailhouse and embrace a new mentality around physical activity. So buckle up as we take a fun-filled journey to learn how exercise can be something that tickles the soul and nourishes your body and can enrich your mind as well. And this is what we're referring to when we talk about joyful movement. And joyful movement, it can be difficult to define because it's all based on your point of view. But that's also the magic of joyful movement. You're the wizard that gets to conjure up the definition. Some folks find bliss in scoring goals or getting lots of steps, while others are happiest when they're scaling mountains, and others like to splash around at a water aerobics class. So today we're going to talk about 5 steps or 5 ways that you can find joyful movement and incorporate it into your everyday routine. And the first way to find joyful movement is to change the mindset that exercise is something you have to do. Sure, exercise can sometimes feel like your bossy mother-in-law who insists you do things her way, but moving your body isn't just another task to tick off your endless to-do list. It's actually more like a choose your own adventure novel where you're starring as the hero, deciding when, where, and how the plot thickens. Engaging in movement is your choice. You have the right to rest when you're feeling burned out, and you are the advocate for what your body needs and what your body is feeling. And remembering that there is no right way to be active. There's no secret handshake in the club of joyful movement. All movement is welcome. So what's your flavor of the day? Maybe it's yoga, maybe it's swimming, or maybe a good old-fashioned jog. There's no rule book here that states the right way to move. And with joyful movement, it's not about the shoulds, it's not about the should nots, it's all about finding a rhythm when it hits you and finding things that get you excited. And it's okay if your dance style has evolved over the past years from a twerking to a Tai Chi. It's all about finding what's right for you in this moment. So just like your favorite pair of jeans, your movement preferences might change over time. But remembering in the world of joyful movement, flexibility is key, both in your body and mindset. All right, so now that we have adjusted our mindset, we have successfully performed a mental gymnastics routine from viewing exercise as this sweat-filled nightmare into a joyous dance. So let's throw a little party for the amazing feats our bodies can do and what they achieve and celebrate movement with gratitude. This is our second strategy for discovering joyful movement. Gratitude is more than a buzzword. It's a habit that changes your perception of your well-being. You've heard of the negativity bias, right? It's the brain's tricky way of remembering these painful experiences to help us dodge future discomfort. It's your classic brain always looking out for you, even when it can be a bit of a downer. But there's always a silver lining when we incorporate gratitude. Gratitude to the rescue when we are getting into our negative slumps. So apparently our mental and our physical health gets a major upgrade when we practice gratitude. It's like installing the latest software update for your body and mind. Think better sleep, an improved mood, and a stronger immune system when we have gratitude in our life. Plus, it helps lessen the bad stuff like depression, anxiety, and chronic pain. So slap on a smile and start counting those blessings that the body provides each day. You could jot this down in a journal or make a mental sticky note, but remembering exercising gratitude can be as rewarding as a good workout. So to help you get started, I have a list of some amazing things our body does every day that we can show gratitude for. For instance, you take about 20,000 breaths per day. Your heart beats 100,000 times a day. You blink over 16,000 times a day to help clear dust particles from the eyes and keep the eyes lubricated. And throughout the day, every drop of blood in your body is filtered over 300 times a day. So these are all very physiological aspects of our bodies, but maybe you want to take a more emotional viewpoint when it comes to gratitude in your body. Maybe you want to celebrate that your feet can take you up a mountain to help you see a spectacular view, or that your arms can hug those that you love. Or maybe you want to show gratitude for your body because it can express yourself through talking or even through dance. Maybe you want to show gratitude for being able to hear the birds chirping on those morning walks. Or perhaps you want to show gratitude for your brain storing some of your most precious memories. So take a moment right now and think of 3 reasons why you are grateful for your body. I'll sit and wait. Like Michelangelo once said, what spirit is so empty and blind that it cannot recognize the fact that the foot is more noble than the shoe and skin more beautiful than the garment with which it is clothed? Okay, everybody. So we've talked about adjusting our mindset. That's step 1 to finding joy in movement. We're moving away from exercise and looking for ways to move our bodies that bring us happiness. Number 2, we're going to show gratitude for our bodies and what they can do. And then the third secret to juggling joy and movement is to weave it into your everyday life. Injecting a dash of movement into your day-to-day activities can turn that mundane movement into a lively dance. And I actually have some ideas for you to start incorporating movement into your daily routine. And it begins first thing in the morning when you are brushing your teeth. Maybe do some calf raises as you brush your teeth. Maybe do a deep squat when petting your furry friends and saying hello to them in the morning. You can stretch while getting dressed or while you're in the shower. You can practice your balance by standing on one leg while putting on socks. Maybe do some push-ups on the kitchen counter while you wait for the ding of the coffee maker to let you know that your caffeine is ready. Or maybe you're an overachiever and you walk or you bike a portion of your commute. And then once you've entered the building to your workplace, take the stairs. Or maybe you parked farther away. Maybe talk your supervisor into getting you a standing desk so you can go up and down all day. Or use a stability ball for a chair. Encourage your teams to have walking or standing meetings. Or maybe you just do 10 minutes of movement before you leave for work each day. Maybe you circle the building before getting into your car. Or you follow a 10-minute guided desk exercise before you clock out for the day. And then once we're home from a long work day and we're playing catch up with family and friends, maybe we do walking dates or walk while talking on the phone while you're catching up with loved ones. Maybe when you're cooking your meals at home, you're getting steps around the house, or you're doing squats and lunges while you're waiting for the oven to give that special ding. And then after dinner, maybe having a dance party with the family or your pets. I have recently taught Paula, my doggie, to do the conga line. Maybe you can teach some of your pets to do the conga line and play some music. Stretch, squat, lunge, or do crunches while watching television or during commercial breaks. Maybe we bring in our inner child and we play tag, basketball, soccer, or hide and go seek after work. Or maybe end the day with a small yoga session or even just some deep stretches. One of the best ways to incorporate movement into your daily routine is to notice what your patterns are and to see where you can fit movement in. Movement doesn't have to be 60 minutes at the gym every day. It can be incorporated all throughout the day in the activities you are already doing. The fourth tip to finding joy in movement is to bring recess back to your life. Somewhere between childhood and adulthood, we stopped playing. We traded hide and seek for hide and snooze in front of the TV. And while we bask in the glory of binge watching and web surfing, the childhood joy of playtime seems to have booked a one-way ticket to Nostalgia Town. But playtime isn't reserved for the playground. It's actually the secret sauce for adults to get movement. And when adults get movement through play or through recess, it can relieve stress. Play is fun and it can trigger the release of endorphins, our body's feel-good chemicals. And those endorphins promote an overall sense of well-being and even can temporarily relieve pain. Finding time for recess as an adult or playing or having recess activities that challenge the brain can help prevent memory problems and improve brain function. And the social interaction of playing with family and friends can also help ward off stress and depression. Young children, they often learn best when they are playing, and that same principle applies to you as an adult. You'll learn a new task better when it's fun and you're in a relaxed and playful mood. Play can also stimulate your imagination, helping you adapt and solve problems. Finding or practicing recess can improve our relationships and our connection to others. So sharing a laughter and fun can foster empathy, compassion, trust, and intimacy with others. Play doesn't have to include a specific activity either. It can really be your state of mind. So developing a playful nature can help you loosen up in those stressful situations. It can help you break the ice with strangers, make new friends, form new business relationships, and again, make that mundane exercise feel like a party. So in the words of George Bernard Shaw, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. Okay, now that I have showered you with reasons why play and recess are vital to our healthy lifestyles, I have a list of ideas on how to have recess at your workplace. And especially if you are a manager or supervisor, I would really encourage you to get some of these activities for your staff to engage in. And the first is cornhole. It could be played outside in this beautiful weather. You could do it inside during the winter. It gets people up and away from their desks and engaging in something that's playful. Or maybe you play frisbee with your coworkers during a lunch break. Maybe you host the first annual chair races where you take your office chairs and somebody pushes you and you race down the hallway. Maybe you have limbo before a staff meeting. Or maybe at your next staff meeting to share updates, you host a scavenger hunt with the updates throughout your building or throughout the office. Maybe you have a chalk art contest at your work site. So providing everybody with chalk and a time to go outside and to make that art. Or you could even draw a 4-square box with that chalk and start playing some 4-square. You could hula hoop. You could have life-size Jenga, bocce ball. Maybe in the winter you build a snowman at your workplace during your lunch break. Or if you ask nicely, I know some Healthy Lifestyles members would love to come out to your workplace and maybe even host a yoga, pickleball event, or even Zumba. Our final tip for discovering the joy in movement is to frequently find new ways to move your body, especially if you feel like you have hit a rut or a plateau in your exercise routine or your movement routine feels like a chore. Maybe try some of these ideas to spice it up a bit and discover the joy in moving again. So one of the ways you could spice it up is to ride a bike, especially if it's been a while. And I know some of our Salt Lake County work sites even have the green bikes outside where you could go as a team and ride bikes to lunch. Dance while you clean the house, blast music, and get the body moving. Maybe learn how to play disc golf at our brand new Salt Lake County Bingham Creek Park that's located in South Jordan, or maybe at the Valley Regional Park in Taylorsville. And if you like basketball, bowling, fishing, kickball, mini golf, pickleball, sand dodgeball, softball, or volleyball, sign up to participate in this year's corporate games. Corporate games happens each summer, so we'll send out registration in the early summer. Look out for that in possibly May or June. And you could sign up to play in any of the things I just listed with your coworkers. It's a lot of fun. We have both a competitive league and a recreational league. So if you're somebody who wants to go out there and win some medals, we have the competitors for you. And if you're somebody who wants to just have a good time and move your body, we have a rec team as well. Another new way to move your body, if you haven't done this already, is to go to our county ice rink and ice skate. Maybe make it a date night or bring the family out, especially on these rainier days that make us feel like it's still winter. It's a great activity to do. They're open all year long. Or maybe take your friends or your kiddos to a trampoline park or paintballing. These are both great ways to get the body moving. Maybe get out those old rollerblades, take them to the park or to the Classic Fun Center. Or you can do something simple like jump rope in the driveway. Maybe take a date to the batting cages or mini golf. And then when summer arrives, get out the kayak or paddleboard. And in the fall, you could even get your steps at a haunted house. Nothing gets you more steps than running away from a monster at the Nightmare on 13th. And another idea I have for all of you is snowshoeing. And it is a fantastic way to get your steps in movement in the winter and also spend time outside and a reason to look forward to the winter time. Well, I hope these 5 steps help you in your discovery to find joy in movement. Remember to begin by adjusting your mindset that movement is something you get to do rather than you have to do. Show gratitude for all the things your body can do. Incorporate movement into your everyday activities. Practice recess, especially at your workplace. And frequently look for new ways to move your body. I want to end with this quote. Movement should be approached like life, with enthusiasm, joy, and gratitude. For movement is life, and life is movement, and we get out of it what we put into it. Thank you all so much for joining us. I will stay on for a couple more minutes if you have questions or if you want to share your ideas for finding joy in movement. Remember to mark off your attendance for today in Well Steps so you can get your points. And if you want to share some ways that you find joy in movement on our social page in Well Steps, we would love to hear from you. Other than that, you have a fabulous day. Thank you, Cynthia. We have some gratitude for the body, the activity of my limbs, the flexibility of my knees, and the circulation of my pores to release sweat. That's wonderful, Cynthia. And if you're looking for Spring Fling registration, it is in the chat.